My name is Andrew Stickel, and today I'm going to teach you the 3 secrets to getting more law clients from social media. So about me, I own a marketing agency called Social Firestarter, and I've been working with lawyers since 2012. Currently, I have about 50 law firms that I work with nationwide. If you go to my website, socialfirestarter.com, you'll be able to see some testimonials from some of my clients. If you click at the top, there's a link that says testimonials. You can see probably I think I've got 20 or 25 videos from clients that I've worked with. So why this strategy? Well, the reality is that marketing is always evolving. If you remember, actually for a while, attorneys weren't even allowed to have websites, but a lot of attorneys advertise in the phone book, and you can make a lot of money just by running Yellow Pages ads. And of course, those are pretty much dead now. But then people started using websites, and people still use websites, and that's a great strategy. I have a lot of clients that we do search engine optimization for and pay-per-click, and they get a lot of leads that way. But the reality is that social media is the next thing. And what's interesting about social media is that social media is a tool that you can use to brand yourself. This strategy is not a social media strategy. It's a branding strategy that uses social media, and that's a big difference because the concepts that are taught in this course are not susceptible to algorithm updates. And what I mean by that is I can teach you how to build a website and I can teach you how to do SEO. But the second Google changes their algorithm, you have to relearn everything. Same thing with social media. If you build up a Facebook page or a Twitter account or whatever it is, you've got a following, but what happens is, what the problem is that you're basically at Mark Zuckerberg's mercy. If he decides, like he recently did, that brands or businesses are no longer going to get reach in the news feed on Facebook, then you're kind of screwed. So this strategy is going to teach you how to market yourself using social media, using a strategy with social media that is not susceptible to algorithm updates because you're using social media as a tool, but it's not a social media strategy. And that's what you're going to learn. The other nice part about this strategy is that there is virtually no competition. And I say virtually because there are a few attorneys doing this, but in 99% of the markets that I see, no one is doing this. So you will be the only attorney using this strategy. I've heard a lot of people say that social media doesn't work. They say they tried Facebook, they tried social media, it just doesn't work. Well, that's not true. Social media works if you know how to use it. And to prove that point, I want to introduce you to Renee Reese. I recently did an interview with Renee, and Renee has a really interesting story. She actually started her law firm while she was sleeping on a friend's couch. And 6 months later, she's making 6 figures. So how did she do it? 100% social media, and she just used common sense methods that I'm going to teach you. Now, the difference between what I'm going to show you and what Renee did is Renee did all the work herself. What I'm going to teach you is how to set this entire system and automate it so you don't have to do this work. If you're interested in learning more about Renee's story and how she grew her business using social media, just check out the interview that I did with her on YouTube. You can go to YouTube, search Esteemed Lawyers of America, you'll find my channel, and it's on there. So let's get started. The 3 secrets to getting more law clients from social media. Secret number 1, how to get law clients using a single social media post. Secret number 2, why this specific type of ad works when all others fail. And secret number 3, how to set this entire system up in 2 hours flat. Secret number 1, how to get law clients using a single social media post. Before we start, I want to talk to you about the old way of posting, and this is probably the method that you've used many times before and it hasn't worked. So what the old method is, and I've got an example of it right here, basically what happens is you end up writing a blog for your website, and then what happens is you create a Facebook post promoting that blog. Now, sometimes the cycle ends there, but a lot of times people will actually pay to boost that post because Facebook has limited the reach that you can get organically on a Facebook post. So basically, boosting a post means advertising, paying so that people see that post. So then what happens is you hope and pray. You hope that somebody sees your post and then reads the blog post and then needs your help and then calls you. And the cycle continues over and over again. You keep writing blogs, creating Facebook posts, boosting Facebook posts, and then just hoping that somebody calls. And it doesn't really work very well. The other old way is even worse. Basically, and I've got an example of it on the right here, where really you're not even creating content, you're basically just running a straight up ad. And you can see the ad on the right says, if you have questions about your custody, visitation, or child support modification case, I have the answers, let's talk. The problem with this type of ad is people don't go to Facebook to look at your ads. They go there because they're looking at pictures from their friends and family. They go to watch cat videos. They would go to get news. They go to do different things like that, but they're not there to look at your ads. So again, what people are doing is they're running an ad for their services, and they're paying Facebook, and then they're just waiting for the phone to ring, and they're hoping and praying that it works. And the problem is it doesn't work. And here's the reason why. Because if you look at the lead flow, how a lead actually flows through your world, as you would call it, what they do is they click on your ad, then they view your blog post, then they leave your website, and then they forget about you. Not long ago, there used to be something called 3-point marketing. And basically what that meant is that somebody needed 3 touches with your brand before they would trust you enough to hire you. Now, with the internet, that's moved up to like 21 or 27 touches now is the latest statistic I've heard. It's crazy. So this method is not good enough. Somebody's only seeing you one time, and you don't have a way to follow up with them again. You're basically hoping that they see your ad, trust you enough to call you, and actually can even call you at that particular time, because they may want to call you, but they also might be at work, or they might be in a position where they can't call you, and then they leave your website, and then they forget about you. There's no reason for them to follow up, and there's no way that they can find you again. I want to show you the new way, and this is the method that I use, and it's the method that all my clients use now as well, and it works so much better. So what you do is, instead of creating post after post after post, you create one post creating a great piece of content. Then you pay Facebook to promote that post. Then you capture the email addresses of everyone that views the post. Then you continue to follow up with high value content until they retain you. So again, here's the old method lead flow. They click on your Facebook ad, they view your blog post, they leave your website, and they forget about you. This is the way that the lead flows with the new method. Day one, they click on your Facebook ad, they get added to your Facebook audience. Then they download your ebook. Then they get added to your email list. Then they join your Facebook group if you have one. Then they receive day one email. Then they start seeing remarketing Facebook ads. Then they see day 2 email. Then they see day 3 email. Then they see the Facebook group post. Then they receive day 4's email. Then day 5's email. Then they see another group post. So as you can see, you're following up with them over and over and over again, and you're just staying in their face. So you're making sure that they know your name and they associate your law firm with whatever area of law you practice. A lot of people will say, but I don't want to spam. I don't want to send an email every day. Maybe I'll send an email every 3rd day or something like that. I'm telling you, do not do that. Send an email every single day. This is what I do. I have the data. People do not perceive it as spam if you do it right. And I'm going to show you in Secret 3 how to do it right so that people will not see you as spam, despite the fact that you're sending them an email every single day. Okay, so let's talk about your great piece of content. First of all, it should be a cheat sheet that is saved as a PDF file that they have to download, and it actually gets emailed to them. That's how you capture their email address. But I like the term cheat sheet as opposed to ebook. It's really the same thing, but I think people are kind of burnt out on ebooks and white papers. So cheat sheet just kind of sounds like a quick, easy thing, and that's what I found works really well. The cheat sheet does not have to be long. It should be 500 to 1,000 words, and it should evoke curiosity. Now, a lot of times you can do a listicle. I like listicles, and I think they work really well. So 3 ways to protect your children from a divorce, for example, or 5 ways to file for bankruptcy without losing your house. I'm just making those up, but those are examples of listicles. Now, here's something key. The cheat sheet should be written for normal people, not lawyers. Keep in mind that I know that a lot of lawyers want to write like lawyers, but the majority of the people that are going to be reading your article are normal people, so keep it simple. The other thing, it should not be a sales pitch. Focus on creating 100% pure value. Here's some sample topics that I came up with when I was creating these slides. For a personal injury attorney, 5 things all construction workers must know about on-the-job injuries, even if you've never been injured. For an estate planning attorney, here's what definitively happens when you die, ... without a plan. Bankruptcy, how to get bill collectors to stop harassing you, even if you can't afford to pay them right now. Family law, how fathers can get divorced while actually increasing the amount of time they get to spend with their children. Family law, 14 ways children benefit from divorce. And that's one I like just because I think it's kind of controversial. And that one, we got really good results with that one because people are kind of like, I don't know what the benefits could be. Immigration, 3 ways to live in the United States without fear of deportation. Criminal defense, beating a DUI charge, 3 things you must know whether you've been arrested or not. Secret number 2, why this specific type of ad works when all others fail. I call this the Pete Rose method. Most people know Pete Rose is a retired professional Major League Baseball player. He is number 6 all-time in Major League Baseball in runs scored, and he's number 1 all-time in singles. But here's the interesting fact. He only hit 160 home runs in his entire career, yet he's number 6 all-time in runs scored. And that's because he knew He just needed to get on base to score. That's all he needed to do. If he could get on base, he was in the game and he had the chance to score. Now, that's why this method works. With the old method, you're swinging for home runs. You're not going for singles. What you're expecting is you're expecting to get someone to hire you after the first touch point. And like I said, that doesn't work. 10 years ago, that didn't work. There was 3-point marketing. Now it's 21, 27 touch points, something like that, probably even more, that people need before they trust your brand enough to pick up the phone and call you and retain you in most cases. So the other method, if you want to try to hit those 3 or 21 or 27 touch points, you have to pay over and over and over again to contact the lead, and you can't really even do it with much accuracy. With the new method, you're going for singles. You're just trying to capture their email address and get them into your world so you can pay once and you can reach them over and over and over and over again completely free. The other nice part about this is it's totally automated. You don't have to create a new blog post every single day and post it and create a Facebook post and then boost the ad and do all that kind of stuff. So this is less work and it's more effective than the old method. The other thing is that most people are not ready to contact you right away. So for example, let's say somebody's at work and they click on your ad on Facebook and they read your blog post and they actually do want to hire you, but they can't call you because they're at work, or maybe they're at in a public place and they're looking on their phone and they want to call you, but they don't want to call an attorney in a public place. There's lots of times when people want to contact you, but they just can't for whatever reason. And if they leave your website and you have no way to follow up, then I mean it's like they're not even interested. That's money that is going away that you cannot get back because you cannot get back in those people's faces. A lot of other people will contact you eventually, but only after you've proven your authority and your value. So for example, for me, a lot of lawyers contact me about marketing, but I email them every single day. Most people don't contact me after the first email. When I talk to somebody, a lot of times they've received 20, 30, 40 emails from me, and they've consumed a lot of my content. They've established me as the authority in law firm marketing in their heads. Once I've proven my value and once I've proven that I'm an authority, that's when they contact me because that's when they want to work with me. And this is the same method that you can use, and this will work for you, I promise. Okay, so there are some industries such as personal injury and criminal defense where it's more of an emergency service, and I totally get that. So this method is dual purpose if the topic is correct. So that's why topic selection is vital. Now, that's why I suggest using a how-to without statement. A how-to without statement follows the formula of how to and then insert the thing that they want, without and then insert the thing that they fear. So you can use this type of statement to come up with your topic and also create the title of your cheat sheet. So an example would be for a DUI attorney, how to beat a DUI charge without losing your driver's license. And then the cheat sheet can discuss business purpose only licenses and different things like that, or some of the defenses that you can use, or some of the different ways that they might be able to retain the driver license. Another thing that you could do if you're a personal injury attorney, a lot of people don't necessarily want to go to trial, is you can say how to cover medical bills and lost wages without going to trial. Now, and you can talk about different ways to settle cases and different things like that. Now, obviously, there are a ton of topics you can do. These are just 2 that I came up with. Feel free to be as creative as possible. Another way to make this work as a personal injury attorney or a criminal defense lawyer is to target a specific niche. So, for example, personal injury attorneys can target construction workers, motorcycle riders, people with parents in nursing homes. We even have one client who targeted parents with children who've been injured on playground accidents. Anything that you can kind of profile the type of people to target. Criminal defense lawyers can target college students, targeting DUIs and things like that, Second Amendment proponents and different things like that. Secret number 3, how to set up this entire system in 2 hours flat. Now, here is the secret. You don't do the work. That's the secret. That's how you set this thing up, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So first thing you're going to do is hire a VA from the Philippines. Now, to do this, you're going to go to Upwork.com and create an account and create an ad, or you're going to go to Freelancer.com. I personally use Upwork. I think it's the easiest and the best system. Now, there's a common misconception that low rates equals low quality, and that is absolutely not true. Here's how I hire every freelancer that I hire from the Philippines. And I have probably about 30 people that work for me from overseas, and they all do a great job because I've followed this method. What I do is I hire 3 people for every task. I give a simple task just as a test, and then I keep the ones that do a good job and I fire the ones that don't. It's as simple as that. There's great people that work in the Philippines, and there's also bad people that are bad workers. Just like in the United States, there's great employees in the United States, and there's people that are horrible employees in the United States. It's the same thing. People are people. But if you go to the Philippines, they do a great job in my experience, and their rates are a lot cheaper. Now, when you hire somebody, make sure that they know how to use ClickFunnels, which is the landing page software that you're going to use, and ActiveCampaign, which is the email software you're going to use. You're going to also hire a freelance writer because there's a lot of content that's going to be written, and you don't want to have to write that content yourself. I typically pay 3 cents to 10 cents per word for my writers, and there's a lot of different places you can find writers. My personal favorite is I go to Facebook, and there's a lot of freelance groups and writer copy groups. I like to go in there and find writers. You can also find a law student, or you can go to Craigslist and put an ad out for a writer. So here's how this works. First of all, you're going to have your writer create your cheat sheet. Then, while the writer's creating the cheat sheet, you're going to record 10 or more videos that are related to your cheat sheet. Now, don't freak out. These videos are not complicated. First of all, you don't need a fancy camera. You're just going to use your phone. If you have an iPhone or an Android, that's fine. The purpose of these videos is that you're going to use them in your email campaign, in your follow-up sequence. You'll send every day, you're going to send an email that has 3 or 4 lines of text introducing a video saying, hey, watch this video where I discuss X, Y, and Z, and it's going to be related to a problem that they have or something that's going to provide them value that's related to the cheat sheet, which is the reason that they opted into your email list in the first place. Each video should only be 2 to 3 minutes long. It should not be very long. Now, if you need topics, whenever a new client comes in to hire you, I know that you know exactly what they're going to ask. There's 10 or 15 questions that every client always asks you. Each one of those questions, write them down. Each one is a different video. Another thing is stories. Any story that you can think of, whether it's your client, whether it happened to someone else, whether it's just an anecdotal story, if it's related to your cheat sheet, that's another video as well. All this stuff, trust me, it provides value, and it will establish you as the authority. And every day, they're going to get another video. Now, I say 10 plus videos because I think 10 is the minimum. But if you do more than 10 videos, you're going to get better results. So if you can do more than 10 videos, it will definitely work for you. And again, this will not take long. Each video is only 2 to 3 minutes long. So here's some more tips when creating your videos. First of all, again, remember, you're not talking to lawyers. You're talking to regular people. Don't obsess about making the videos perfect. Instead, obsess about making the videos as high value as possible. Focus on making great content. And that's what's going to be really useful for the people that are watching these videos in your email sequence. Be sure to hold the phone sideways, not up and down. This just looks better, and it'll look a lot better on YouTube. If you can, use a tripod. You can get a tripod for an iPhone or an Android for like $8 on Amazon. Just do that. Now, here's the most important thing, and I cannot stress this enough. Do not pitch at all. Do not pitch or sell anything. This is the difference between a high value email and becoming an authority and being seen as spam. So all you have to do is just provide the value, and then that's it. And what will happen is they know you're a criminal defense attorney, or they know that you're a family law attorney, or they know that you're a real estate attorney. So when they're ready for an attorney, they will call you, I promise. This is what happens to me. I do my marketing videos, and I do not ever say, if you need help with your marketing, call me. But every day I get emails from attorneys saying, hey, I need help with my marketing. I need help with my marketing. It's because you're establishing yourself as an authority. And when you establish yourself as an authority, they know that's what you do. And in their eyes, you're the only person they can call because you are the authority on bankruptcy law, or you are the authority on real estate, or you are the authority on criminal defense. Do not pitch, do not sell. This is the most important thing in this entire video. So here's what you're going to do. Once you're finished with the video, you're going to upload the videos to YouTube, and you can do this directly from your phone using the YouTube app. You're going to send the URLs to the writer, and the writer for each video is going to create a short teaser email that's going to introduce each video. The email should only be 3 to 4 sentences long and should not give away all of the secrets in the video. You want people to want to watch the video after reading the email because you want them to see your face and hear you talking and hear your voice and establish you as the authority. So the email is very important that it introduces the video and makes people want to watch the video. You're going to have them write a short YouTube description for every single video. It should only be about 300 words long. You're also going to have them write a blog post for each video. Once the writer finishes the content, they're going to send the content to the virtual assistant. The virtual assistant is then going to build the email campaign. Be sure that they create an email automation that's going to send everyone on your list an email every single day. Do not do every other day. Do not do every third day. Do every day. Trust me, this is the way to do it. And people will not get mad if the content is high value and does not pitch them anything. Trust me, I do this all the time. No one has ever complained. You're also going to have the virtual assistant create your landing page. Now, your landing page should be built using ClickFunnels. The reason you should use ClickFunnels is because it's the best landing page software out there. It's the easiest to use. It's the most stable. I've used all of them. I've used Lead Pages. I've used Unbounce. I've used WordPress. ClickFunnels is the best. Now, ClickFunnels is $99, but you get what you pay for. It's absolutely the best one. Now, I have a free template that I use for all of my landing pages for myself and for my clients, and you can download this for free for ClickFunnels. Go to bit.ly/lawyerlander to get my template for free. Now, with all this ready to go and all this set up, you're ready. Now, all you have to do is create one Facebook post promoting your great piece of content. I created a video on YouTube, and it's called The 8 Essential Elements of a Law Firm Facebook Video Ad. I highly recommend you watch this video. Just go to YouTube, search for that title, and you'll find it. That'll tell you exactly how to create a video promoting your great piece of content. And this isn't 100% necessary, but for best results, I really suggest you do this because it really kind of covers the basics of advertising and the psychology behind this whole thing. Now, once you have your post created, pay Facebook to promote the post. I also created a free guide. It's a free Facebook marketing course, and you can get that at fbguide.eloa.org, and I'll ship that to you on a USB drive. So now, once this entire system is set up, the entire thing runs on complete autopilot. You don't have to do anything. All you do is let your ads run, let people go to your landing page, download your cheat sheet, enter your email automation, and then they see you over and over and over and over again. It's an awesome system. What about spam? And I know that that's a big concern with emailing people every day. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I email everyone on my email list every single day, and I have an extremely low unsubscribe rate. I've never had a single complaint of anybody telling me to stop spamming them or stop sending them emails. In fact, I get emails all the time about all the great content that I'm putting out and people that want to hire me to handle their marketing. So I know that this works. That's why emailing everyone every single day is extremely important. Now, the other thing is that it's going to be relevant to them. You're creating content for people that have opted in to see content that you already know is relevant to them. They're getting content about family law because they opted in to receive a cheat sheet that's about family law. So it's not random that you're providing content to someone who said that they want it. If you create value, you will not have a perception of spam, I promise you. If every time they see an email, they know that it's going to be information that is useful to them, they will not view it as spam. If you start selling and start pitching, they will view it as spam. So do not do that. Again, like I said, they know you're an attorney. They know they can hire you. When they're ready, they will call you. Do not pitch. Do not sell. Just create value. The other interesting part about this is that no one I talk to ever actually realizes that I email them every day. And the reason is because I get a 20 to 30% open rate on all my emails, which is pretty good, honestly, for an industry standard. But here's the interesting part. It's different people every day. The same 20 to 30% of my email list doesn't, it's a different 20 to 30% every day. So that's why I say email every single day, because if you don't, then you're spacing out the amount of time. So for example, if you email once every 3 days and the person only opens every third email of yours, then you're only reaching them once every 9 days maybe. Whereas if they open every third email and you email every day, you're reaching them every 3 days. That's a much better rate. It's much better for top of mind awareness. It's just a better way to do it. So I've got a bonus secret for you. That secret is that it only takes 5 minutes per day to grow this system and keep it running smoothly. And I know this because this is the exact method that I use for myself. And it only takes me 5 days to grow this system. Every single day, I record another 2 to 3 minute video on my iPhone. I upload that video to YouTube. I share it with my Facebook group, and we didn't talk about Facebook groups, but if you can do a Facebook group, that's an absolute bonus. I'll have more training on my my personal Facebook group about how to build a Facebook group for a law firm. And what you can do is if you go to that Facebook group, just go to Facebook and search lawyer marketing, and you should see my Facebook group in there. Just model what I do. You can see exactly what I do. It's very simple. I pull out my phone and I talk, and it's 2 to 3 minutes. And that's all I do, and it works really well. So once you have this video, you're going to send the URL to the writer, and then the writer writes the email, writes a blog post, writes your YouTube description, sends the content to the VA. The VA then adds the email to the email sequence, adds the blog to the website, adds the YouTube description to YouTube, and then that means that your email list every single day is going to receive a new video from you, and they're going to receive every video that you create. It also makes sure that every video you create goes on YouTube, which makes the videos eligible to show up in Google search results. And if you didn't know, YouTube is the #2 search engine right behind Google. This also ensures that your website is constantly growing and you're getting never-ending visibility because you're reaching all these people in all these different places. So how do I do it? So the secret to maintaining this and doing this every day, and it only taking 2 to 3 minutes per day, is having a list of video topics that you can always rely on. So what I did is I pulled out a piece of paper one day, I sat down for 20 minutes, and I wrote down every question that I could think of that clients ask me. I wrote down every issue related to law firm marketing that I could think of. I wrote down every law firm marketing story that I could think of. Now, I have this list available at all times, so I keep this list around all the time. That way, when I'm going to record a video, I don't have to stress out about what I'm going to talk about that day. What typically happens is something will happen throughout the day that will give me some sort of inspiration, and I'll be like, oh wow, that's a great topic, I should record a video on that. And then I pull out my phone, I talk for 2 or 3 minutes, and then there's my video. And I don't even touch the list. So the list is there just as a backup, because what's going to happen is as you go throughout your day, you're going to come up with stories, you're going to come up with issues, new things are going to happen that are going to inspire you to pull out your phone, record a video, and then there's a new video. Now, there are some days when that doesn't happen, or there's some days when you're in a rush. And when that happens, that's when the list comes in handy, because all I have to do is look at the next topic on the list, pull out my phone, record a video, and I'm done. The list removes all the stress of not knowing what to talk about. So the easiest way for you to build a list out, I would say, is go to your website, look at every practice area, write down 5 frequently asked questions about each practice area. Then write down 3 to 4 stories that have happened to either a client of yours or that you've heard of from other clients or from other attorneys, and mark them down as well. This way, you always have a list of topics that you can fall back on. This is extremely important. Do not skip this step, because if you have to spend too much time wondering what you're going to talk about, you won't do this. The other important thing is that you find a convenient time to film. For a lot of people, you spend a lot of time in the car. So I started filming videos in my car. I don't film all my videos in my car, but there's a lot of times when I film videos in my car. On the left, you can see a phone holder that clips to your air vent. And what I do is when I'm stopped, I set the camera up, I turn it sideways, I hit record, and then I talk for a little while. And I'm able to record 2 or 3 videos every time I'm driving just by kind of talking. You know, and like I said, that's why I'm saying done is better than perfect. You don't have to get these videos perfect, but you can provide a lot of value just by talking and giving information while you're driving to the courthouse, or while you're driving to work, or while you're driving home from work, and just talking about, you know, issues that happened to clients that day, or different things you learned, or different things that are in the news, or different case law, different things like that. So it only takes 2 or 3 minutes to do this. And I found that it's extremely easy if you have a list of topics standing by and you find convenient times to film. So many of you are probably feeling like this, probably feeling a little overwhelmed. So I would like to help you with a free 15-minute strategy session. Just go to bit.ly/Stickel calendar. And all you have to do is select a time that works for you that links directly to my calendar. And we can set up a time where I can talk to you. We can talk about how to implement this strategy for your law firm. We can talk about content ideas. We can talk about what the best topic for your cheat sheet should be, all that kind of stuff. So book a meeting with me. I'll help you for free with a 15-minute strategy session, and we can get this strategy going for you. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you have a great day.